Should we be worried about another outbreak, another sickness here in America? Well, I think that's always on our minds because we've lived through the last few years. Well, there's a sickness that has just broken out in 2 states. The problem with those 2 states, they have one thing in common. That one thing in common could be a problem, and also that one thing in common can be the solution. I know that makes no sense right now, but let's jump into this video. I think that there's some things that we need to be wise about and understand some information about and put our thinking caps on. Let's try to bring the two together. These parallel roads, and I'm scared they're gonna cross somewhere. That's the part that should concern us. Let's jump into this video because it can really affect us, especially to see what actually comes next. This video is gonna be a good one. It starts right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Max. Thank you so much for being here. This is a more serious video because I want you to understand what's really going on. Our goal for our channel is always to be informative, and hopefully we can gain wisdom as a society, and also that we can learn to prepare, we can learn to homestead, and we can learn to live a sustainable life. But our world throws us some curveballs, so we have to seek information and gain wisdom. Before we get in this video, remember, we are going to be doing our giveaway this video. So we're going to be giving it away to one of our lucky subscribers that subscribe to both channels. So at the end of the video, we will give that away. It's going to be a big seed haul, again, from survival seeds. It's several seeds that can hopefully help you as you prepare for your fall gardens. We cannot wait to give it out to you, and all it takes is you subscribing to both channels. So we'll jump into that right after the content of this video, so stay tuned to the end to see if you are the winner. So let's jump into the video. It's not about fear-mongering. It's not about scare tactics. But there's been an outbreak. After 20 years, there's been an outbreak of malaria in 2 states, Texas and Florida. Now on the front end, we're a developed country. So when we hear about things like this, sometimes they're hyped up and we say, you know what, hey, we'll handle it. There's been several variations of different sicknesses that we've seen, different flus, all that stuff. And so it kind of makes us fear a little bit, but pretty much it's like, okay, we have medicine for that. Well, that's something to think about. There's some people say, hey, we're just gonna let it kind of do its course. That's something to think about too. Now, when it comes to malaria, 20 years, we all of a sudden see it in Texas and Florida. There's a few concerns that I think we need to dive into when it comes to this outbreak. Now, it's always pushed that malaria is caused by mosquitoes, climate change, we hear that all the time. It's caused by the heat, other insects like ticks that are insects that tend to carry diseases. We hear about a lot of third world countries that have problems with malaria. So, you see people send the mosquito nets, you see people send medicines, and we're worried about outbreaks across the world. Now, why is it happening here in America? That's the thing I want us to think about, because again, a developed nation, something we haven't seen in 20 years, why all of a sudden are we seeing it? Is this parasite that's usually mosquito based, is it coming across with people? Probably not. So they're blaming it on climate change and then the maneuvering of insects. Here's the 2 things I want us to think about in this video today. There is a medicine that can treat this and you can get routinely well. Who owns that medicine? Who is one of the largest investors in medicine and pharmaceuticals? It's the same guy who's the largest farm owner in the United States, this guy. Now, why do we bring him up? Why is it important? Oh, you're saying, oh, hey, he didn't know this. I mean, look, he's just prepared. We have a vaccine ready just in case for things like this to happen, which blows my mind. It seems like we always have a vaccine ready for what's coming. So anyways, beside the point, why is it a big deal that now we have a solution? It's a vaccine that can fix all this malaria situation, which is good because we don't need an outbreak. It may be pure coincidence that this gentleman has made medication and invested in this medication to be made. Here's another coincidence. Pure coincidence, I'm believing. Pure coincidence. And you can look this up for yourself. Please don't take any information I give you other than just saying, hey, just seek wisdom with it. There's a CDC study that said that they released genetically modified mosquitoes in these 2 states, Florida and Texas. So the whole point of these genetically modified mosquitoes was to help with preventing outbreaks, preventing disease spreading. Now, that's still a little crazy to me. Why are we even doing that? Why are we manipulating any animal or insect. It's kind of like, why do we deal with viruses in labs? It doesn't make sense to me. Why do we want to cause a problem? Oh, wait, they're meant to prevent disease. And hopefully they will. But it's weird that in 20 years we've not seen malaria, and all of a sudden the two states that had a release of these genetically modified mosquitoes are the two states that somehow just coincidentally is starting to see the malaria and starting to see this outbreak. Now, it's just a few people, but they're saying it is spreading. So what happens when something like this takes place? Well, we need medicine for it. We have to heal our bodies. We don't want to see vomiting and fatigue. We don't want to see anyone sick, so we give them medicine. Here's the problem. Maybe coincidental. Who's one of the largest investors, and who's one of the ones who pushed for these mosquitoes to be released? Do your research. I'm just saying it could be all coincidental, but it's weird how the cause, maybe, of what's going on could be what gives the solution to what's going on. I think we just need to look past the fact that there's just a new outbreak of something that hadn't been there in 20 years, and all of a sudden it's because we're modifying something. Maybe, just maybe. Just think for yourself. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying it's very coincidental that all of a sudden we have a malaria outbreak in the states that have been released with these genetically modified mosquitoes that helps prevent the spread of diseases, and all of a sudden these are the two states that have the malaria, and then all of a sudden we just happen to have a vaccine that was just created for this event. So can we heal this situation? Yes. One thing that the last few years should have taught you is that we can be manipulated pretty easy. And not only that, what the lockdowns did also show us was that the maneuvering of wealth, the maneuvering of money, where the rich got richer and the poor got more impoverished and more dependent on the information that was given to them because they needed help. And really they did. People needed help. They lost jobs or couldn't get to their jobs. There was a lot of worry there. Let's fast forward to right now. When we talk about GMO anything, when we talk about modifying corn, or we talk about modifying all this food, we talk about modifying animals, we actually believe we can play God to all of a sudden heal and prevent and make everything better. It's amazing to think that we believe as a human society in our finite minds can make something so much better than an infinite God and the creator of this world. Now, if you don't believe as a Christian like I do, you can still see that this world went just fine without people putting their 2 cents in all the time when it comes to food. Innovation's wonderful. Medicine is wonderful. But when we try to play God and we try to gain infinite wisdom, we end up failing. What have we seen? What have we talked about with all this genetically modified food? We're realizing it's making us more sick. So therefore we're needing more medication to take care of us in our older age. What have we realized about technology and all this wonderful consumer things that we can buy and Amazon and all this stuff that we can have? It's good to have, but guess what? No one knows how to save money anymore, so also now we become dependent more on the system too. We live in a broken system to where we think as humans that we can fix everything. Sometimes it's not for us to fix. So do your research on this malaria situation. Why are we having the outbreaks? Why is it coincidentally in the two places that mosquitoes were genetically modified and released to prevent outbreaks such as this? And why all of a sudden do we have the medicine ready to go? That's some concerns. And I think if we don't realize the players behind it, like this guy, and we don't realize that these are government reports. Hey, don't believe me. Just please do your research and see what is happening. Look at the research on genetically modified food compared to holistic food. Look at the research on all this trash we're putting in our body. Not really with this video, but there's 2 more pharmaceutical medicines dealing with diabetics. Now they're worried about having some side effects too. Do your research. Why do we hear this kind of stuff? We as a human society believe that our finite wisdom is so much better than an infinite creator, and then all of a sudden our bodies start breaking down. Then we need more human medicine to fix what's going on. That's a bad revolving circle. And now we're seeing it with something else. So an outbreak that's happening, I love the fact that medicine's there to heal it. The question is, why has it started? Why all of a sudden are we seeing it in a country that's so developed like ours? Why are we releasing genetically modified mosquitoes? Who has that time? Why do we waste our time building this kind of stuff to then turn around and realize years later it really wasn't a good thing to do? We're not that smart. There's things that God gives us wisdom on, but man, there's some things we've blown it on. And I think all these coincidences with this outbreak is something that we really need to pay attention to. Do your research. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to anybody on social media. Do your research. Why are we seeing this outbreak? Why do we all of a sudden have medicine ready? And who's behind the cause of it and the effect of it? Or is it just one big coincidence? Coincidences, they seem to happen a lot, don't they? So comment below, tell us what you think about this video, and is a lot of these cause and effects, a lot of these situations that we deal with on a daily basis and weekly basis and monthly basis and yearly basis in our world, is it just humans trying to be what they're not, a creator? Or is it just innovation and this is just all just big coincidences? I have a hard time believing that. And I'm gonna try to gain wisdom on it to seek what's best for my family and myself. Now, thank you again for watching this video. Before we leave, we're going to talk about the winner of the giveaway for the second part of June, which is a survival seeds giveaway. Now, we're going to be doing another giveaway with survival seeds as it gets closer to the end of the year. The reason we give seeds away and the reason that we push survival seeds, they're non-GMO heirloom organic seed. The purpose of their seeds, the purpose of us always wanting to encourage people to grow food is because food is an independence that you need. We're not going to be giving you summer varieties. We're going to try to give you some fall varieties and winter varieties because we're going to be going into that season very soon. So we encourage you to start growing. We're going to be giving away seeds that you can grow indoors and outdoors, on porches, in apartments. We want to encourage you to do that. So I'm not going to give you corn, but we're going to give you things like leafy greens that could be very beneficial to you. You'll see more as we get into fall, but this is going to be a nice giveaway that I think you will like. So the winner of the seeds, which has got to be subscribed to both channels, also has to comment and say, you know what, hey, I want to be subscribed, or that you have watched, or that you want to be entered in the giveaway. So the winner of today's giveaway is Susan Morgan 5362. Susan Morgan. Susan Morgan, again, you can comment on the video for sure, no doubt. But if you could email us, we would love to get these seeds out to you. We just sent our soap off this last week to the winner of the last giveaway. Our goal is to always give stuff away because we want to encourage you to not only watch us, we want to thank you for that, of course, but we want to inform you on things that you should be paying attention to on both channels. And we really hope you like our content. Our goal is not to just entertain, it's to teach. And if we can gain wisdom, we'll make better decisions for our families and ourselves. So thank you again for watching. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Happy Homestead.